Welcome, everybody. Thanks for coming out tonight. Really happy to see this nice turnout. I think this is the fourth day in a row that Ann Waldman has been doing something in the Bay Area, so it's a mark of her audience that we filled up the house tonight as well. She was at Wheeler Hall yesterday, Wheeler Hall on Thursday at UC Berkeley, yesterday at California College of Arts. Wednesday, we did a conversation about her new book, Iovis, out at San Francisco State. And before we get started, I'm going to just tell you, we have one more program in the Poetry Center's fall season, and it will be in this room a week from tonight. It's the George Oppen Memorial Lecture, which is now, God, I don't know, must be its 27th year, something like that. We've been hosting an annual lecture, which is this year going to be outstanding. The scholar Peter Nichols will be here, a gentleman who recently moved from University of Sussex to NYU and has done an outstanding book on Oppen, published by Oxford University Press. And he's going to be talking about Oppen and the notion of impoverishment, which is a thematic that comes out in Oppen's early work, a kind of impoverishment of tone as a position to speak from. And that is 7:30 next Saturday night, the 10th. And pick up this calendar, even though we're at the end of our season. It will be a guide to how to go to our website, and there you can go to the Poetry Center Digital Archive, and you'll find that there are now some 50-plus recordings from the 1950s, original recordings from our archives, many of which you will not have heard. Outstanding stuff. We're working on the 1960s right now, and a number of the people that are in the house here have been working steadily on getting that work digitized, cataloged, and archived online, so it's publicly available. And I think this is one of the real issues about the public universities. We keep hearing about the privatization of our universities, and I think it's a beautiful gesture that we can throw this work open to the world at large, because it really is ours, it belongs to the public. And so we're really pleased that finally we're able to make this stuff available online. So there's a guide here. If you go to the Poetry Center website, there's a link there that will take you to Poetry Center Digital Archive. And I just wanted to speak a bit about Ann's work. And many of us have known and followed Ann Waldman and her work for decades. And this monster of a book came out. It's called the Iovis Trilogy. It's 25 years in creation. It has a subtitle, Colors and the Mechanism of Concealment, and we spoke about this extensively on Wednesday out at the Poetry Center. The book is an epic poem. It's in 3 books. Her precursors, of course, in the American epic are people like Charles Olson, William Carlos Williams, Ezra Pound, H.D. There are others, Louis Zukowski, etc. And the beauty of this work is quite astounding. I mean, I was reading in preparation for our interview the other day, and I read through a good amount of book 1 and a good amount of book 3, finding my way around in 25 years of registration of history and invocation. The work is a strategy against patriarchy. And so the notion is that patriarchy needs to be assumed and taken on in some sense, and that Iovis is everywhere. The first book is called All is Full of Iovis, which is from Virgil. And so the notion is that none of us can escape that. We come with it. We inherit that tradition. And part of that tradition is the war-making of our culture. And so I think of Ann's book. She said in many ways it's written for Ambrose and his generation. And, as the Occupy movement is going on in this country, I keep thinking, this is like a guidebook. If they can carry it in their backpacks when they go out to Occupy on marches and stuff, it's quite extraordinary. And there's an immense amount to be learned here and taken to heart in some ways. As somebody who's been an activist and has used powers contra the patriarchy for a long, long time. And tonight's performance is going to be the Iovis Suite. It's a redaction out of the greater book. I would encourage you to get the book. If you get the book, you you get for free The Milk of Universal Kindness, which is a collection of songs, brand new from Fast Speaking Music, and Waldman and Ambrose Bye. You know, Anne's been doing things for 5 days, but this is the first time that we've had her with Ambrose this week, so it's fantastic. These two, some of you were present when, a few years ago, when Manatee Humanity was being aired. And there's an extraordinary, you know, it's like jazz players who have worked together for decades, who are completely simpatico. They know how to hear each other. And there's something very beautiful in the combination of Ambrose Bye and Waldman. I want to thank City Lights for bringing their bookstore here in its portable version. Peter Maravellis and others are here from City Lights and helping out tonight. So go home with a book and a CD, okay? And thank you all for coming out tonight. Please welcome Anne Waldman, Ambrose Bye.